far as the
Hey, hello, what's going on? We are live right now. Welcome to the Traveling Mastermind Wednesday night hangout. I'm so excited. After our mastermind got back from an event in Charlotte, we were doing everyday Google Hangouts, and now we've decided to retool. We stopped doing that. Now every single, put this on your calendar right now if you have a calendar out, every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be doing a live Google Hangout, and it's just going to be packed full of value. We're going to be talking about lifestyle. We're going to be talking about traveling. We're going to be talking about how you and anyone else can build a business, a profitable business, online with whatever you have right now, with whatever resources that you have. You don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of skills. You don't need a lot of connections. But you need to be tapped into the right network, the right resources, and the right people to actually be able to build a profitable business online. Today, we're going to be talking about the 4 actions, the 4 types of action that are either keeping you broke or making you rich. This is kind of like a what to do, what not to do type hangout, and we're going to be having a mastermind discussion about it. So if you guys are ready, I want you to go to the Traveling Mastermind like page. Just type in Traveling Mastermind and you bring it up there. And I want you to type in, yes, I'm ready for this information. I also want you to have a pen and paper out so you can start taking notes. We didn't get it built right now, but we wanted to. We're going to have our new page, which is going to be rolling out next week. We'll be talking about this later on. We're having a special guest coming on next week. But next week, there'll be a chat box right below this video where we can talk, we can ask questions, you can interact with us live while we're doing this. So for those of you who haven't attended, I was just going to have us introduce ourselves. For those of us who are not familiar with who we are and what we do, the Traveling Mastermind, I guess we can start with Val and whatever you want to say.
Well, no, just because we're a Traveling Mastermind, I wanted to show you my digs.
She's actually on the road right now.
Yeah, this is the Kimpton. Which way do I go? This way or this way? This way.
It's like a
I'm on. This is all about. She can go here. It's a free pet deposit. They bring her water bowls into bed, and look at this thing. I mean, I'm in my leopard print robe because I'm hanging out in style. That's what you do when you travel.
What city are you at right now?
I'm in Philadelphia still. There was 2 Kimpton properties. We were at the Palomar the night before, and then today we're at the Monaco. Now we're going to New York City, and we're going to go 4 of those.
Very nice.
We're traveling jet setting bitches, right? So you traveling jet setting bitches, Rosie. Sorry, okay, I'm done.
That's awesome. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you've decided to travel the country with your dog and shoot videos about it?
Well, here's the thing. I really didn't set out to do that because you knew what I was initially going to do, but I think it falls into a different time after there is a presence made, right? It'll be more credibility. I've had 6 children, and I've done everything with them, but they're all grown. They're all adults. So I got this little dog because I can. Because I actually can work, where my laptop and her dog carrier goes. And basically, I decided I didn't really find a lot of resources when I was looking like how to travel with her, and I said, well, I'll create my own. So I got this little shit, and we're traveling everywhere, and I found this really great hotel chain, and people want to take their children that don't have opposable thumbs.
Right,
and I'm just helping to create a resource center for people where you walk into a city. It's like you go into a hotel website. I want to go to this city. Well, what's in that city? Well, boom, it's for pet parents, a travel channel for pet parents, basically. And again, her name is Mariposa, which is Spanish for butterfly, and she's a Papillon, which is French for butterfly. Her YouTube channel will be Where in the World is Posy? And I'm telling you guys, I can't sit outside the hotel and get a glass of wine without 20, 30 people coming by and taking pictures, and just like a constant. So if that is the way that we put our foot in the door to open up people's happiness and new lives, so be it. Got to wear a damn towel on your head? So be it.
Yeah. And this is, by the way, the second time that she's wearing a towel on one of our hangouts, which is amazing. I love it.
I gotta. You don't want to see my hair. Crazy hair, don't care.
Every Wednesday, we're all going to wear towels on our head.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you, Rob. There.
Cool. So let's move on to Leslie here. Just a quick introduction of like who you are and why you're a part of the Traveling Mastermind.
Great, thank you. My name's Leslie Lane Peabody, and my company is called Ninjas in High Heels. And so what I did is I was building a coaching business, right? And I found this great tool that helped me with all the people I wanted to help. I help mainly women grow their businesses online. And I found this tool, and then, you know, depending on who you are, I found this great group of friends, great group of people, and we're building our business together. And that to me is so phenomenal because I love being able to spend time with other people. Mastermind, I do so much better when I'm talking to somebody else and building, jumping off of ideas somebody else has. That's why I'm here, because we are growing phenomenally because we're doing it together. Two heads are better than one. It's amazing how many ideas get generated off of each other and how we can really take something and run with it and do something phenomenal. So I am thrilled to be here today. Thank you very much.
I'm glad to meet you, Aunt Myrtle.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. I did not wear Aunt Myrtle today.
Will you do it one day for me, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you, Leslie. Not to be the only wacko in the bunch.
No, you're not.
All right, Adrian, who is right over there in the Starbucks with me.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting across from you. We didn't want to sit too close to each other to mess with like interference with the call or whatnot. I was actually in the car too. I was like, you know what? Let me just go back in Starbucks. But it seemed like the audio is working out okay. We're not getting any reverb or whatever you want to call it. So anyway, guys, Adrian Foray here. Glad to be here. Glad to see you lovely ladies. Rob, of course, over here sitting next to me. I don't know if any guys know my story. I was a military man. I got out in 2003 and found a job pretty easy. Just jumped into an aviation job, and for a while it was okay. Just not 9 to 5. Well, first actually it was 12 and 12 off. After a while, that got pretty quick. And just being a military man and serving my country and fighting for our freedom, I was like, you know what? This is not really freedom for me. 12 on, 12 off, just the same routine every day, in and out, in and out. It just got really old really quickly, and so I found an opportunity to change my life with this community, with this whole umbrella that we're under in marketing. Things absolutely changed for me, and of course the community we're working now with the Traveling Mastermind and all the like-minded individuals who are traveling the world, changing their lifestyle, changing their life, and empowering others to do the exact same thing. It's just it's amazing. I met Rob in North Carolina just the last month of the last event, and me and this guy, just like Leslie was just saying, when two heads come together or more, obviously, it's just it's amazing what people can create, and the community we have here is just the like-minded. It's just you really can't put it in words. It's one of those things you really have to experience. So we just call anybody. It doesn't matter your background, where you're from, who you are, what your experiences has been, whether you have an online business or a business at all right now. You're just looking to change your life, do something different, travel the world, and have a business doing that. Travel with your family and really live a life of freedom. And that's what we're about. We're not, as far as me anyway.
I think we just lost Adrian, huh?
And we just lost you.
But his picture is beautiful.
Hold on. Okay. We're just waiting for him to...
See, guys, this is all part of traveling masterminds. You have to be willing to roll with the flow of technology. It's no big deal, right?
Exactly. And this is kind of the beautiful part of life, right? It's always going to be unexpected. You just go. Right. And listen, one of the things that we're going to get into a really chunky, beefy bit of information from Grant Cardone. One of the things he says that when you start running towards success with massive action, you're going to run into problems. And if you're not creating more problems, then you have a problem. Then you're not doing something right. Because, why do you want to get stuck with your shitty old problems that you still have? It's like, it's not fun. It's not exciting. It's like the point of growing and learning and becoming more is to create new problems. And as an entrepreneur, that's what you're doing. As you're doing something, as you're stepping out of your comfort zone, as you're living up to your fullest potential, as you're helping as many people live fulfilled lives full of travel and full of adventure and excitement, well, then you're just obviously going to be creating new problems for you to solve, bigger challenges. The universe or God or whatever will never give you something that you cannot handle. So I mentioned Grant Cardone before. Now we're kind of going to get into the meat and potatoes of the hangout here. So real quick, are you guys familiar with Grant Cardone?
No.
Oh, you're awesome. The
And
10X rules, right? Awesome.
Yep.
If not,
Oh, that's where. Okay.
oh my God, you got to. I'm listening on Audible, and I'm buying the book too. It's so freaking awesome.
Oh, cool.
Definitely.
I'll go to the bookstore and I'm going to take her.
Yeah, and for all you guys watching at home, the book that we are all reading as a collective traveling mastermind is called The 10X Rule. You can get it on audible.com. You can get it for free because when you sign up for audible.com, you get a free credit for a free download, and that's what I would suggest you using it on. So you can listen to it. You can even listen to it on a fast speed. So you can like put on like 2x or 3x, and it'll actually like speed it up so you're like actually getting the information into your subconscious mind like quicker, and it'll take you a lot quicker to read and absorb information from books. So you can also get it from the bookstore. It's called the 10X Rule. So what he talks about is 4 types of people, pretty much. And listen, we've all been all these types of people, and we are being these 4 types of action. We are taking these 4 types of action in one or more areas of our lives, and we're going to go down the list. And listen, this is very important. If you're paying attention to what we're saying, you want to take notes, because this could be, if you are actually listening to this could be the one nugget of information that sets off the light bulb, that the volcano of inspiration just goes, and you can get off of this webinar getting more leads than you've ever had before, getting more sales than you've ever had before, getting more traffic to your website or your product or your opportunity or offer, whatever it is, because this could be the one thing that just sets it off. Because you need to understand people. If you don't understand yourself, you're not going to understand people, you're not going to understand the marketplace, and it's about being a real human being and being genuine. So the first type, right, and I've seen, I'm sure we can all share stories of us being this type of person. It's the person that does nothing. It's the type of action, it's just like you do nothing. And there is, I guarantee you, there is one area in your life right now that you're just really kind of like doing nothing with. Maybe it's your relationship that you've kind of given up on. Maybe it's your finances that you're just like kind of like so broke, you're like, oh, you're just not doing anything with it. Or it could be anything. So it's the first type of person is the do nothing. And you know what? Each one of these 4 types, they take energy and effort. And when we get to the 4th one, you're going to know what it is. And it just makes more sense to just go with number 4 than rather the first 3. Because the first 3 keep you broke. And they're dangerous. And we're going to get into exactly how they're dangerous and how they're actually hurting and killing you in your life and your business. They're so dangerous and you should avoid them. But the 4th one is what you want to get to. You might not be there right away, but you can literally have a shift in your thinking instantaneously to get you to that level of action. And that's the level of action that all successful people. Now these secrets, they've been passed down from generation to generation, and I guarantee you, it's called the 10X rule. Every single successful person that you can ever think of right now is using this 10X rule in their lives, whether they know it or not. So people who do nothing, you know, like when you wake up in the morning and you don't get right out of bed, you're just like, you know, kind of stay in bed and you like slam on the alarm and just stay. It takes a lot of effort and energy to stay in bed, to ignore your alarm. And you can use that same effort and energy to actually get up and be super productive. So before we move on to the second one, I want to get your thoughts of maybe some examples from your own lives and your own businesses where doing nothing has kind of bitten you in the ass in any area of your life?
I'm back.
Yay.
Sorry about that.
Do you want me to
Got
say it?
kicked off there.
Yeah, go ahead, Valerie.
We're rocking and rolling. Keep going. Keep rolling.
Huh? Oh, well, energy is, whether you use it positively or negatively, it's still energy. And that
I think she froze up.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Gracious.
Technology, I'm telling you. Hey, folks, if you're watching this at home, whether you're seeing this live or you see the replay, this is the kind of things that happen. You can't get discouraged about it. You can throw up your hands and want
I'm at a loss.
it happens.
We're living in the future right now. Let's move on to Adrian or Leslie.
What's that?
Oh, wait. Mel's back. Oh.
Okay, I'll go because I don't know if Adrian knows what we're talking about. So we're talking about a time when we didn't take action. How have we reacted in a time when we didn't take action? Well, I'm one of those people that I hide. I think he talked about, I can't remember what term he used, but he talks about people who hide. And I hate paying my bills, right? So every bill I have is on auto pay, because otherwise I won't pay them. I don't like to open my mail, so I hide from there. So in order to overcome that, I know that about myself. And here's the thing, you guys. We're all going to be this at some point in our lives, in different parts of our lives. So just, don't feel bad about yourself. Acknowledge that that's who you are, and then figure out how to react to it. Don't just say, oh, yeah, I'm never going to open my mail. Say, no, I know I'm never going to open my mail. I'll do it once a month, so I put my bills on auto pay. It's not a big deal. They still get paid then.
Right.
Shared too much. Your turn, Adrian.
Oh, that's awesome. As far as, man, if I didn't take action, yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Like Leslie said, I kind of run and hide if there's something I'm not taking action on. You're supposed to, and you want to create all these excuses, and so you don't have to create the excuses. You just kind of run and hide. You know what I mean? But sometimes you just got to kick yourself in the ass. You really just got to get yourself in gear, get out of your own way, and just make it happen. And I was talking to Rob a little while ago before the call. And I was saying sometimes you really gotta, like every day, everybody should go in the mirror and really just look at yourself in the eyes. Get close to the mirror and stare yourself deep in the eyes and ask yourself, who are you? What are you here for? What is your value? Because you're here for something. A lot of people don't think that they have any value or whatever, so they just kind of sit on the sideline and let everything else happen, and especially people who have ideas that don't take action. The next thing you know is somebody else takes action on that idea, and then you're completely mind blown, like, oh my God, I should have done that. That alone should give you a reason to get off your ass and do something. So, it's only for so long you can stay in that mode, because ultimately it's self-sabotage on so many levels. You just got to, like you said, kick yourself in the ass, look in the mirror, ask yourself, who are you? Make a decision, do something different, and just 10x it. Go crazy with it. Well, we'll get to obsession here in a little bit, so I don't want to jump into that yet, but it's up to just being obsessed, very important.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where we're heading with this whole thing. And if you haven't gotten that yet, maybe you should. So segueing, and I think Leslie touched on a little bit when she was talking about hiding. But the second level of action, or the second type of person, is the person who retreats. They run away. They avoid things. And I'm guilty of that even in my life today. There's certain things that I don't want to deal with that frighten me a little bit. That I'll be honest, that I do that. But it used to be really, really bad. And we've all got our reasons for it, right? For me, it might have come from my childhood. I actually shot a video about this earlier today. It was a really passionate video. And I'm going to be sharing it on my Facebook wall and on the Traveling Mastermind YouTube channel pretty soon. Make sure you go check that out after this hangout. But so maybe it came from my childhood. Maybe it came from when my father was like always yelling at me. He was like, always, you gotta have finances, like money, whatever. Like, and maybe that's why I became broke down the road in my life, because I had all this negative reinforcement, all this negative mental training from my father about money. Because he was so frugal, so like, I'm not gonna make fun of my father. He was so concerned about money. He had that lack mentality about, you have to save, for retirement, you have to like do this and this and this, and I'm like, it really, really turned me off. And I don't think I'm alone with that. I think most of the population had negative programming from their parents that made them later in their lives retreat from it. So now money becomes a bad thing. Subconsciously, you can ask someone on the street, and they'll be like, oh, sure, yeah, I love money. Yeah, I want to be a millionaire. But the energy doesn't match their words. I'm going to say that again. Their energy doesn't match what they're saying. So maybe that deep down inside in their subconscious, they're frightened of money, or they have a negative connotation of money, or they think it's evil, or they think whatever they think. But it comes from negative programming, and that causes them to avoid it. And the good thing is you can change it like that. I mean, like, we're not slaves to our past, because the past does not equal the future. And it's a choice. Like, you want to be a sissy, you want to use your past as an excuse. Like, I love listening to the Grant Cardone audio, because he just tells it straight up. So I mean, you can use it as a crutch. You can use it as an excuse why you're not going to get rich, or why you're not going to be successful. Be like, oh, I have bad programming with money. Well, dude, like, do something about it. It's like, we all avoid things in life. I don't know if there'll ever be a time in our lives where we are 100% stopping avoiding things. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we can get there, but it takes work, it takes effort, and it takes being conscious of your habits. You can't change something if you're not aware that you're doing. You can't change a behavior that you're completely unconscious of. So homework assignment right now, assignment right now, if you're watching, I know you are, whether it's on the replay, because I want this to be an interactive thing, right? It's not just talking heads, it's just not gurus. This is a freaking community, guys. This is the Traveling Mastermind. We are a family here, and we do things to help you. So if you're in the chat group, we want to hear from you. If you're go on Facebook, go on Traveling Mastermind, and send us a comment. Send us a comment and ask us questions. So I want you to take out your piece of paper right now. And this is, I actually mentioned this before. And guys on the panel, feel free to do this if you have a piece of paper in front of you. I want you to write down number 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the first question is, name a time in your life where you didn't do anything, or you didn't take action, and what were the ramifications of that? And now we're on to the second one, which is, describe a time in your life where you were avoiding something. Actually, right now, in your life right now, what are you avoiding? I want you to write that on, next to number 2. This is powerful if you guys actually do this. If you guys actually do this, this will give you results. This will change the way you think. Because creating money, like, it's all about the way you think. If you have a shift in your focus, if you have a shift in the way you think about things, that's going to change your action. That's going to change your behavior. That's going to change your life. Think about that, guys. What are you avoiding right now? I mean, it could be anything. It could be paying taxes. It could be
paying the bills.
Paying the bills. It could be having a difficult conversation with your spouse, or with your child, or with a loved one. It could be anything. Like, there's at least one thing, and just be honest with yourself. There's at least one thing that you are avoiding right now, and you can start to feel it gnawing at the back of your mind, like just tugging at your heart. It's just like this dark black, like, gooky. And what if you could get rid of that feeling and change it into lightness? Get that weight off your back by attacking it with massive action. So maybe we'll give you maybe 30 more seconds to write that out. Any thoughts of, let's be honest here. Adrian, Leslie, what are you avoiding right now?
I want to touch about what you were just saying as far as I want to give them some action to take as far as on your thinking right now, as far as the five people that you hang around with the most. You really have to think about that. Because as far as changing your action, changing your mindset, you definitely need to change your surroundings as well. And if the five people that you hang around with the most are not the type, they do not have the results that you're looking for where you want to go, then you need to separate yourself from that. This doesn't mean you have to just disconnect with them altogether if they're your family or friends or whatnot, obviously, but you need to make sure that you spend a certain amount of time with them and be done. You can't be spending 6 hours watching TV and going out and doing this and that. Just whatever the things that you do during a weekly basis or a weekend, I think you're going to get the results that you're trying to get. It doesn't matter if you're trying to be a doctor, a lawyer, an athlete. There are thousands of actions that are behind that word. I want to be a whatever that is, fill in the blank. There are thousands of actions behind that word that you have to take in order to even start on that path. And one of the first things is find new surroundings of people that who have the same things that you want and are where you want to go, around like-minded people. Or you're just going to be in a spinning circle of drama forever.
Exactly.
Very important.
You tend to get stuck in everyone else's habits and patterns and cycles. And if you're just hanging out with a bunch of people who are doing nothing but avoiding and blaming and acting like a victim and using excuses of why, and we talked about this before, like, it takes a lot of energy to make excuses for why you're not living an amazing life full of freedom and travel. It takes a lot of energy to use those excuses to justify this so-so average existence that you may or may not be living in right now. It takes a lot of energy to justify the excuses of why you're not rich and successful right now. Leslie?
And the pain is still there. That's go ahead, Leslie.
No, that's really good because that's true. Whatever you're avoiding, you haven't avoided the pain that you say you want to fix.
Right.
Right?
If you don't stop. Go ahead.
Right. I like that. And I always joke around. You guys don't know me very well, but the 5 people I spend my most time with are 5 teenage boys. So that's not really who I want to be. So I do.
So does that make you a teenage boy?
That's what I'm saying, I get the humor now. Farts make me laugh, What are you going to do?
There you go. I would love
to. So when you see me in person, you can tell me fart jokes and I'll think you're funny, right? So you really do have to break out of what you're doing. You have to say, okay, I want to learn how to make a lot more money. Am I going to do that hanging out with my kids? Well, no, I have to be a mom and I still have to hang out with the kids. But last night I spent my time with a millionaire instead of hanging out with my kids. So you have to balance your life. Spent with 14 people that are doing the same thing I'm doing in Denver and hanging out with people making a lot of money. That's where you need to spend your time. Don't avoid meeting people because you're embarrassed or you're shy or you're not where you want to be yet.
Right.
Spend time with people who are where you want to be because that's your fastest path to get there.
Yep. Hang out with successful people. And how are you going to meet millionaires? Well, hang out with the Traveling Mastermind. We go to events for all different things, and we meet people who have much more success than us, and it rubs off on us. And each and every member of this mastermind has some level of success, has created some type of above average success that you can learn from. That's why we come together to learn from each other, because we all have levels of success. And we continue to surround ourselves with people who have made millions in their own business, and we're actually implementing what they're teaching us.
Right.
Hopefully you're getting something from what we're teaching you guys. Oh, welcome back, Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. So I'm going to give up the mic in just a second, but I wanted to state one thing. In this environment, in the situation we've chosen to immerse ourselves, we are all pretty well open. We don't avoid anything, right? So how many places have you been where people don't tell you how much they earn because they're embarrassed? We're all like, hey, go to the income disclosure. You can see how much every single one of us earns. And you know when you're hanging with a millionaire, and you know when you're hanging with a poser. You know? And that was very important to me, is finding an environment that has integrity. Because I can walk down the street and I know that this person is telling me the truth. And you guys will know that we're telling you the truth too. You'll be able to see our success. And now when we say we hang out with millionaires, you know we are. And you, guess what? You get to do it too. I took my brand new member, just joined last Saturday. I took her to the millionaire's house with me.
Wow.
She joined last Saturday. For $197, she got to spend 5 hours with this guy who does weekends at his home for $2,000 a weekend. Oh my God! And I got to go for free. I bought some guacamole, you know?
Whoa. I love guacamole. That's awesome.
And another important, guys, that is, we talk about, we always, we talk about money, of course. There's plenty of people making 6-figure, 7-figure incomes, which is amazing, because obviously with more money you can do more things, you can give more to charity, you can do amazing things with money. But people don't always hear the backstory. And this is what's so important about masterminds and getting around these people and getting to the events, because you start to hear the stories of where people came from. They weren't born with silver spoons in the house. A lot of these people went through crazy times in the past. Whether it was, domestic violence or just, there's just a smorgasbord of issues and problems, and just life happens to everybody. So when you start to, like I said, surround yourselves with people like us and people in the mastermind, people in our community, and see the stories behind the rags to riches story, that's what really starts to open it up for you and saying, these people are real. Real things happen. This isn't lottery ticket money. This is real work with real pain tied behind it all. The struggle that people had to go through. So it's very, very important to get around these people. So I'm sure your friend had experience, Leslie.
So cool. So let's answer the second question before we move on to the third and fourth types of action. And I'll go first. Like, what are you avoiding? I am avoiding building this site that is going to be hosting, because I've been very recently overwhelmed with technology. It was supposed to be up by today, and me and Adrian were actually here at the Starbucks to work on it. And we were like, oh shit, we have to do this hangout now. It's like we don't have time to actually build a site. We really wanted it to be up. It would be a page to host all the webinars. It would just be a box for the videos with buttons to learn more about exactly what we're doing and how you can be a part of the mastermind, and a comment section below. And I've, being honest, I've dropped the ball recently because it's just kind of tech overwhelm. Like most people who get into online marketing and internet marketing, they experience that, but that shouldn't be an excuse. And ever since, for the past couple of days, been listening to Grant Cardone and just getting that 10x mindset, which is doing 10 times more than you should, 10 times more effort, 10 times more energy, 10 times more of action. That's the fourth one. Don't tell anybody. We're getting there. Massive, ridiculous amounts of action. And slowly but surely, my mind is tipping over. It's just oh my God, I need to do this and I can't avoid. So I'm recognizing while listening to this book what areas of my life, what exactly I'm avoiding, and what I need to do. I just need to stop being a wussy. I need to stop being a little sissy baby person, and just attack a life, attack business. And you're going to be hated. You're going to be persecuted. And sometimes in the past maybe 2 days, I started taking much more action. And guess what? People have started to notice it. And you'll feel the resistance. This is really good for you guys to pay attention to, right? You'll feel the resistance coming up inside because you're not used to those levels of action. You're used to hiding. You're used to avoiding. This is really good information right now. I was used to being safe, being comfortable, being in my little depressed anxiety bubble that I've had to deal with for a couple of years. But getting out of that, getting out into the public eye and being noticed, being willing to be noticed, being willing to take that action. So I've been shooting videos every single day, sometimes multiple videos in a day. Today I shot 4 or 5 videos that I'm about to post after this hangout. And I've been getting a lot of responses. People are coming out of the woodwork that I haven't talked to in years, who are sending me messages, who are saying like, I loved your videos. And it's really funny. I did like some funny ones. I did some really entertaining ones. And now my task is to just keep growing and focusing on this business, on this mastermind, to get them ranked on YouTube, to get them ranked on Google, get more and more people watching these videos, to get more and more people. Listen, it doesn't matter how many people we have live right now, but my intention, my outcome for this in the very near future is to get at least 100 active people who are watching on a regular basis. Then I want to grow it to 500. Once we have every single Wednesday at 5 p.m., 100 people watching us do this mastermind. Can you see that reality? Can you see how fast we can create it if we keep up this enthusiasm, if we keep up being consistent with our actions? So yeah, I've been avoiding doing the tech stuff, but how is that benefiting me? It's not. I lose out. I lose out on the potential of getting more people to notice us. And another thing that Grant says is so important, guys. Your only problem is obscurity. We can do a whole hangout about this. Maybe in the next couple, one of the next ones that we can do about it. Your only problem is obscurity. How to get out of obscurity. Dude, people don't know who you are. That is your only problem. It's not leads, it's not traffic, it's not anything. It is people don't know who you are. So how do you get in front of more people? That's what we're here to share with you. That's why we are here. So it's just, you got to take more action, and you got to stop avoiding and be honest, like I just was, about where you're avoiding. And you need to get out of obscurity by however means necessary. You need to find a way that works for you. Maybe it's constantly posting on Facebook, not being a douchebag like Will Wood says. Not being a douchebag, but being a genuine human being, not spamming. But maybe it's posting more on Twitter or Facebook to get noticed. Maybe it's shooting a lot more videos and getting them ranked on YouTube to get noticed. Maybe it's making personal phone calls, getting on the phone with people, closing them into your business, and actually making a real connection with people. That's your thing. Whatever you feel more comfortable. There's thousands. Maybe it's like doing Craigslist ads. Adrian just got freaking more than 12 leads. How many is it now, Adrian? He just
20 something now.
20 leads. Check this out. He posted a Craigslist ad for his main business opportunity on Craigslist. A really shitty-looking ad. Very simple, very basic, and I'm going to use it. But he posted an ad, and in 2 hours, this dude got 20 leads. Maybe it's that. Maybe he's being more consistent with pasting Facebook ads. But however you go about it, you need to start taking more action and get out of obscurity. I want you to write this down right now. Say, take more action. Say, I want you to like do a Scout's honor. If you're watching this at home, I want you to look ridiculous. I want you to put your fingers up. I want you to say, I will take more action. I will get out of obscurity. I want all of us to say, I will
take more action.
Take more action.
More action on my honor.
Get out of obscurity.
I will get out of obscurity. This is awesome.
I will get out of obscurity.
Cool.
Me and Aunt Myrtle.
So let's go around before we get to number 3. I want to hear what you guys are avoiding and what you plan on doing about it.
I was avoiding a lot of techie stuff personally, like you were saying. I'm not a tech guy. I've been telling Rob, I try to keep things simple. But that's in order to take things to the next level, you're going to have to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. There's a lot of things I don't outsource, so I'm just going to have to do it myself. So you just got to jump in and get it going. But this is another thing, guys. Once you start taking action and just doing it, stop avoiding it. Celebrate the little successes that you get. It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 leads. It doesn't matter. Celebrate those successes. Because it's a win. It's small or big, because little compound wins over and over and over time, you're going to get the big result. So just keep stacking on the little successes and reward yourself, Recognize it. Very important.
Can you guys hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, first of all, I want to make an observation because Rob, you're just blossoming beautifully. Your old soul is just coming out of you, and it's really thrilling to watch. I have to say, I'm really proud of you. So take that however you want to take it, but it's a great thing to see. Um, Secondly, I have a crazy brain and shit just comes out of it, and I just had this idea since I'm going to be traveling to all these properties. They have them in Texas. I'm an adult, you're an adult, you know, you guys can come hang out in my room and we can like learn together. You can come hang out at really cool digs, you know, anybody, whatever state I go to, and let's just get some energy in the room to create our results. And help each other, you know, like just a little bit of a foothold here and there makes such a difference. I mean, Rob, you got out of your comfort zone. I got out of my comfort zone videotaping strangers. I don't know strangers. I don't give a shit. You know, I talk to everybody. But if it has a reason for it, it's a good reason, right? It's like I created my niche because I see people who get joy when they see Mariposa, but I want the joy to be a constant, you know? So I'm into the idea, let's mastermind in groups, you know? Let me come to a town near you, you come hang out in a fucking great hotel, and take the extra bed, I don't give a shit, you know? And let's get some energy going. Let's get some results happening because we're all so capable. We are all so able, you know, to do everything. It's just these little pieces that are missing. You know, but you got to put the different moments together in your life in order for it to stand strong. And, you know, there's strength in numbers. So that's it. Can I read what I wrote in my post, you guys?
Sure.
I'm getting a lot of comments on it. Yeah, I got the crazy glasses too, whatever. I did this because I really care, and people can take it how they want to take it, but this is why I did it. So I said, sorry about this. Okay. Sorry. There we go. Okay. So I wrote this, and I said, I'll get to my thing, sorry. I'm getting better. I actually can tag a little bit now. This is good. Okay, so I said hater alert, whatever. I said, well, maybe after you read this, who knows, some of you may get your panties in a bunch, but you'll get over it. And so, peeps, here's a little PSA about loving who you are and embracing your uniqueness. I guess you could call me kind of a, what was that line from The Wizard of Oz, a horse of a different color. Why? Because I don't give a fuck about a person's opinion. I respect people, but your experiences are not mine. I liken it to the Tower of Babel. Everyone had the same mission, but no one knew how to communicate because they all spoke a different language. Isn't that what we're all doing here? We're all having the same mission, correct? We're here to take care of our families, enhance our lives, and help others to do the same. But because we're all speaking a different language, you know, for example, brands, products, preconceived notions, perceptions, and conditioning, we think we're different or more deserving or whatever the fuck the idea of the day is. Here's a clue. No one has the upper hand. We are all the same. Concentrating on being HGP, happy, grateful, present, is really all we need to do because if you work on you, the rest will follow. Here are a few ideas I've garnered over my almost 5 decades that may serve you. If I don't, no worries, I'm sharing them anyway. Yes, I have a problem with overuse of emoticons. Blame my daughter. I love them. I own it. Anyhow, I digress, and here they are in no certain order. Number 1, there's a solution to everything except for death. You may not like the solution you created, but at least you have a heartbeat to make the choice. 2, it's your heartbeat and no one else's. It stops at the end of your life. Stop living for everyone else's approval and opinion. I used to. Oh, hell no, not anymore. Number 3, own your own shit. You made it up. Be okay with it. I'm a crazy motherfucker with a huge heart. It's okay if I'm not your cup of tea. I'm my own cup of tea. And thankfully, if I have a heartbeat, I can become an even better cup of tea. And again, be HGP, happy, grateful, present. Have an acronym addiction. Actually, I'll go. Money is a 0. You can collect how many you want. 1 0 is 10, 2 0 is 100, 3 0 is 1,000, 4 0 is 10,000, 5 0 is blah, blah, blah. It's a fucking 0. Expand your brain to embrace how many you want. Prosperity is our birthright. If you choose to create them, you can have them. And things are stuff. Names are names, blah, blah, blah. Trust your gut and never waver. I call it the positive theory. If it sticks, it stays. Do not force, coerce, or control anything. Let it unfold organically. Blah, blah, blah. Anywho, I digress. And I tell you this because because I want to take the time to write all this because I want you to know that you are enough. You're enough to create the success you desire, enough to be the individual you're striving to be. You're enough to do for the people you love what it is you came here for, enough to be the most amazing you that you can be. Who cares how you slice it? Just be you, boo-boo. So I said my piece, and I just wanted to let everyone know out there in networking land to give yourself a big pat on the back because you are here, and that automatically makes you the shit. Love you, peeps. I really do, and if I ever can be of help or service, please let me know. Blah, blah, blah. And have a great day, and remember, it's your time. Namaste.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Cool. So, just to recap what we were talking about before. So, we're talking about the 4 types of action that we're literally using in our lives all the time. Now it's about being conscious and aware of them and applying them and focusing them to the right places. So the first one we talked about was doing nothing. People who do nothing, I'm sure you've seen it all the time. People just don't care. They just don't do anything. They don't take any action. Number 2 is people who avoid or retreat. And now we're going to talk about the third one. And check this out, right? So, I'm going to say this for the fourth one. But for the third one, people who take normal action. And if you're writing this down, write it down as number 3. People who take normal action. And this is your family, your friends, people at your jobs, maybe you if you're realizing. But I think I have a sneaking suspicion that if you're on this hangout, you're not number 3. You're number 4. Or you want to be at number 4. You don't want to stay stuck at average. Like literally, I get this from Grant Cardone. You don't want to. Like, average is the worst thing you can be. It should be like likened to a disease. Like an average person is someone who's like diseased. It's like you don't want to be average. You don't want to hang out with average people because they only get average so results. Live average ho-hum boring lives. It's just like when you go to a movie, right? How's the advertising for the movie? Go check out this movie. It's the most average movie you'll ever see. No, it's like sensational. It's over the top. That's the kind of person that you want to be. It's just like I used to work so many different jobs, and one of the jobs that I worked at in New Jersey was I guess you would call it a telemarketing. It was more like customer service sales over the phone. We dealt with like face creams and vitamins that we would sell over the phone. Actually, they would give out risk-free trials over the television and radio. And if you don't know what a risk-free trial is, if you keep the product past the 30 days and don't send back the empty jar or whatever, you get charged for it. And these old ladies didn't know that. And so they were getting charged on their credit card for keeping this like supposedly quote-unquote free face cream that they got in the mail, right? And they were pissed off. And they would call us up. And I was the one who had to take the brunt of it. And they were calling and yelling at me, and it wasn't a fun job. I mean, it was an all right job because I liked the people that I was working with. You hear me all right? Yeah. But the people that I was working with were average, right? They weren't massive action takers. They just got what they were there. They showed up for the paycheck. Every Friday, we would go to the Cuban restaurant downstairs, and we would like get drunk off our asses and dance. And it's like working for the weekend. I know most of you, maybe you have jobs. I don't know. Isn't that like the culture? God, it's like we have been ingrained. We have been trained. That we have been trained to just be like the status quo, be normal, and do nothing but just like take what we're given. Talk over the water cooler and drink coffee to wake up. It's like an average existence. And these people didn't want any more in their lives. They didn't want to create anything else. They just kind of wanted to coast by and pay all their bills and just go get drunk and like kind of waste their lives. And just average is like you want to be anything but average. You want to do what most people won't do. So we'll touch on this real quick, and then we'll get to the fourth one, and then we'll wrap it up. But I want to hear your thoughts. If you have a story about how average has kept you back in life, or maybe a person or a group of people that you know in your lives that are just kind of like embody these character traits of being average or so whatever. I'm curious.
Yeah. But I can just say, as far as even just being average, well, not when I first got in the industry. When I first got in the industry, I started network marketing, selling juice. I'm just a juice man from many moons ago. But after that, and being in the industry for a little while, and leaving the industry for a while, I just got back to being average. I went back to a regular job and just left marketing. Just went back to being completely average. Just, I'm just gonna do this and this, and that's it. Just because I got, people want to make excuses. Whether it was my excuse, I got beat up by the industry, this company or that company, this person's fault, that person's fault. Those are all excuses. At the end of the day, I end up being back at average and just on the same old crap. And, look myself in the mirror, get myself back around the people that I need to be, get myself refocused, start taking massive action again. And everybody goes through their ruts, and everybody's life's not perfect. People have whatever challenges, tribulations, life obstacles, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has to go through it, but you have to do exactly that. Go through it. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't try to avoid it. Go through it, get through it, and don't turn back. Fight the forces of evil. That's what I'm talking about.
That's great, Adrian.
Guys, I remember listening to this audio. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was saying on one success DVDs. I get this magazine every month, Darren Hardy, and I can't remember who he had on there as a guest, but he was saying, I can't remember how he put it, but basically he said he wakes up every day now just thinking, I'm going to die someday. Like, you're going to die. Whether it's today, tomorrow, who knows? Because unless you're terminally ill, I want you to catch this for a second. Unless you're terminally ill, laying in a hospital somewhere, you don't wake up in the morning, get dressed, go to work, expecting to die. Nobody walks into the house expecting it to be their last day. That's usually pretty unexpected. So if you wake up every day and just look yourself in the eye and be like, okay, who am I? What's my value? Who am I to this world? What am I here for? And at the same time, think, this could be my last day. If you have children like I do, two beautiful kids from very much, that should even hit home even harder. Because you have a lot of people living very freaking average out there, trying to tell their kids how to be, live their dreams and do this and that, while you're sitting at home being freaking average yourself. It doesn't make sense. Like I remember Chad O put a message on Facebook last week, something about, parents who are entrepreneurs but are telling their kids to go to school, get good grades, so you can get a good job. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not against education and going to college, but I am against the educational system. Because as we can see, that's not exactly turned out to be what we were told. Most people, most people, this guaranteed good job. Yeah, right. How many people is that happening for? So I don't even know where I went with this. I kind of went off left field with that. But either way, I hope you just got some value from that. I don't even know where I was going with that, but I hope you got some value from that.
That's awesome. I think we lost Leslie, so Val, thoughts?
Well, I've been in for like 6, and I've been doing things to catapult myself, but I know I'm not putting 100% of my effort in it. And it's not having knowledge, and it's a cop. It's sadly a cop out. Because I'm sure I can figure it out, but I really like this idea of the buddy system. I really do. I think getting people together and learning together like that would be really helpful. I hate average. I hate average. And, Adrian, just like you said, I'm like this because I live breath to breath. I know I don't have the guarantee of the memo of that next moment or the next breath. So I live my balls to the wall in any way, fashion, shape, and form I want to. Because it's my breath, right? But to utilize your breath in such a way that actually is effective is really what it comes down to. And that's what I'm doing. And I recognize that I'm failing. That's average, and that's stagnation, and that sucks. That is not what I like to be. But little pieces, to create a non-average situation is still little pieces. And I'm happy that I'm doing that. I still don't know how to do my link. I do videos, I'm having a great time doing it. I have to get my shit together. And I don't want to be average.
Exactly. If you're not growing, you're dying. And if you're just doing the status quo, if you're going along with everyone else, you are living an average existence. And we were not put on this planet to be average. How tall can a tree grow? How fragrant can a flower get? It's like as much as humanly possible, as much as possible. Because we are part of nature. We are a living, growing organism. So we require growth. And we are the only creature that limits itself. So the next thing I want to touch on is the fourth one, which is massive obsessive action. We'll get into this and then we'll end it in a little bit. But I mean, this is kind of what it's culminating to. And again, if you haven't gotten the book, The 10X Rule, it's all about 10X in your life, man, by Grant Cardone. It's like stepping it up to the next level. And listen, maybe there is a area of your life that you are taking massive action in. Maybe it's not appropriate. Maybe it's not productive or useful. Like Grant Cardone said that he was taking massive action with drinking and partying and doing drugs. Like, you couldn't say he was lazy. You couldn't say he was like a slacker. Like, he was exerting massive action, but in the wrong area of life. And then once he realized that, oh my God, he woke up and he took that energy and effort he was putting into those destructive behaviors and focused that, laser focused that towards his business and his successes and his future. And there's no wonder he's a millionaire right now. Yeah. You know, he's living out his purpose. So what you're doing isn't wrong. Maybe you're just redirecting your energy a little differently. So if you're actually honest and you answer these 4 questions that we've laid out, you can make that decision right now to change your focus, to redirect your energy, and start taking massive action on what matters. Your business, your life, your health, your relationships, and you are going to start seeing immediate results. So if you haven't written down the questions, number 1, what am I doing nothing in my life? Number 2, what am I avoiding right now? Number 3, how am I being average in my life? And number 4, what areas of my life am I taking action in? It's very, very simple. And you can make a change like that. So, final thoughts on taking massive action, and then we'll wrap it up.
I just want to touch real quick what Robert was just saying as far as the questions, which is very good thing to add to that. Go ahead on that same piece of paper, just write them line down the middle and put the pros and cons of each of those things that you're doing. And, you know, and then you start to see like, wow, I'm doing this. There's not many pros over here. There's a lot more cons as far as, you know, where you're trying to go. But definitely, do the pros and cons of your daily activities and things that you're doing and see exactly why you're not getting the results that you're getting, or why you are getting the results that you're getting. You know, it works the same both ways.
I see espresso in my life coming up very soon.
Yeah, you know what's funny? We're sitting in Starbucks and we haven't even gotten a coffee yet. I'm just watching people buy coffees, but I'm definitely getting one to go. I have to get me a caramel macchiato or something like that.
Good. I'm an insomniac really bad, like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'll sleep until 8 or 9. And I've got to restructure my energy levels because I have tons without anything. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good stuff, Rob.
Yeah. Massive action right now.
Massive action.
That rolls into being obsessed, right? What we were talking about earlier.
What is that?
I said it just rolls into being obsessed, like we were saying.
Oh yeah, we can do a whole hangout about that.
It's a whole hangout.
It's like it talks about you need to be obsessed with whatever you're doing. It's like the word obsession is a bad thing. There's a stigma around it in our society.
Like, you're obsessed with that.
but what the actual definition is that it's like having your thoughts dominated, your attention and your focus dominated by one thing or idea. And what if that one thing or idea was success? What if that one thing or idea was being in perfect health? What if that one thing or idea was having more money in your bank account than you knew what to do with? That's what we're creating here with this mastermind. And that's what you can be a part of right now if you make a decision. So go to the Traveling Mastermind like page on Facebook, like us. Go to YouTube right now. Do it. I'm watching you. Do it. Go to YouTube, youtube.com. I know you're familiar with that website. And type in the Traveling Mastermind. You're going to see our YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe to that. Click that button so you can start to see our daily videos that we're going to be producing at a massive 10x level. Every day, we're working as a community to get the message, to spread the message of what we're doing. And there is going to be a very special opportunity in the very near future of us to fill out an application to work closely with us. So if we go to the next event, wherever it is, we're actually going to be going to Orlando for a very private gathering. And we're going to be traveling the world. We're going to be going to Norway pretty soon, like different places. So there is going to be an opportunity for you to apply to work with us directly and to travel with us. So lots of cool things. Next week, remember, if you haven't done it already, put it on your calendar. Every single Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This information will change your life. It's going to change your family's lives, and you need to hear it. Next week, next Wednesday, we're going to have a very, very, very special guest. So you need to get as many people in there as possible. We'll have the details very, very soon. So with that being said, I'm good to wrap this up. Anything else, guys?
Just take massive action, guys. All things we talked about today, very important. Hope you took notes. Just take action. You know, it doesn't matter where you are right now in your life. You can make a decision just to change it right now. Just make a decision to change it. Surround yourself with like-minded people who are going already in the direction that you want to be going. Make a decision. I don't know how many videos I've done of me and Rob just on making decisions. All the things out there talking about making decisions. You know, you got choices out there, but make a clear decision. Yeah. Just go. Don't look back. Put the blinders on. Don't stop. You'll start getting results right away. We all have our obstacles. We all have our hurdles. But just stay focused and keep going. Oh, and on that. Focus. Like Rhonda Swan said, follow one course until successful. One course. Quit trying to be a jack of all trades. Be a master of one. We'll see you on the inside.
Bruce Lee. So remember, if you get that book, The 10X Rule, we want to hear how you're liking it and how you're using it. So post that in the group as well. All right, guys, this is the Traveling Mastermind, and we will see you next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you guys later.
Hey.